Morning, miners. Pakratt here. Giving you an update on what I've been doing lately. And, well, I've just been so distracted lately. I told you what I was going to be doing next. The next thing I was going to be doing was that skeleton thing for the gladiator game. And, well, I kind of got distracted. See, I was going to do it, and I was trying to think about what I was going to do, and I was staring over here, and all I could see was this hill here. And the hill was driving me crazy. I don't know why, but the hill, I don't know, the hill, it must have looked at me funny. Because when I was looking at it, and I was looking at it, all I wanted to do was tear this hill down. So guess what I did for about a week? Yeah, I spent way too long destroying a hill. It looks great. Don't get me wrong. It looks incredible here right now, but for some reason, I just got obsessed with that. And I don't know why, but, well, that's what I did. And I'm also going to have some video at the end of sped up footage of that, because one of the things that I did is I actually set up little TNT traps all over the hill once it got down low enough, because it wasn't just I could blow up the hill. But the problem is I can't do just straight blowing up anymore, because I need the sand. With Guudland coming up and with all the sandstone that I've been needing for repaving everything, I can't just blow the stuff up anymore, as I've probably said a couple times in the videos. So what I had to do is I had to end up just digging it out block by block, bit by bit, all the way through, which took a while. And one of the things that took a while to do that was to get shovels in order to do that, because the enchanting system in this game is completely borked up. So all I had to do was sit in the zombie grinder for quite a long time, just racking up experience and getting crappy shovels to not dig this out. So I had to make like 5-6 shovels before I got one that was half decent in order to start digging. But I did, and now it's gone, and I'm happy with that. But anyways, I at some point I set up TNT traps around the place, and I just let stuff spawn on it, and set up the traps and create some nice chaos. I did videotape some. I'll put the sped up footage of some of that at the end of this one, because I found it entertaining. But I digress. I did do a little bit of work over here. One of the first things I did, and I actually did this before I even did that, is I made I did make the skeleton grinder. I'll tell you about this in a little bit, but we'll get back to that. So I have been starting to get some arrows. It looks interesting. It's obviously just a placeholder one, but it works. That's the important part. There's nothing special about it. I'm not even going to show you the interiors of it. The only thing that you need to know is that it can be turned on and off. I did put, just like with the zombie grinder, I put the 4 glowstone lamps around it, so it can be turned off. But that's it for here. What I'm actually going to show you is some experiments that I did in my flat world before we go on with that. Okay, guys, so here we are in my experimental test world, the flat world, and I've been working a little bit on trying to get these guys to work properly. The first thing that I did, and you've probably seen this one if any of you downloaded my map here. This was experimental to see what would happen if I put a zombie here to see if he would jump off, and he doesn't. It's a really good thing. Not a zombie, a skeleton. He stays right there, nice and put. No problems whatsoever. Let me get some... I can't wait to get the new inventory thing with 1.3. It's one of the few things I'm actually looking forward to with it. But right now I'm still stuck with this derpy stuff. Now, I wasn't able to test him shooting at me very well, because it's hard to get him to shoot at me when he... like this, because he doesn't care. I can hit him, and he'll start shooting at me, but then... duh. He's dead. So, yeah. But it does work, and I did do some testing to see how far out it would go before he would stop shooting at me. And basically what I did is I got it so that this is as far out before he would stop shooting. If I went beyond these points, he was done. So it's actually a pretty short border at that height, which is annoying, but it does work. The second thing I had to figure out was how to get him there. And seeing how we have a flow of a constant stream of these guys coming through, you got to make sure that they're... getting funneled a little bit. Hold on, let's turn on light. I love that. That makes single player commands entirely worth it. It's just epic. But anyway, what we had to do is we had to be able to funnel them, and this isn't that complex of a thing. It just basically just gets them all to go, your basic tunnel design, and that's basically what this is. Let's just go ahead and toss a few in here. There we go. What it does is it does set it up so that they do change directions, though, at some point. Now, what I was originally going to do is I was going to make it so that, now, your basic vertical thing, you have the button at the bottom here. What I wanted to do is I wanted to set it up so that that button there, that was experimental. That's not necessary. But we'll probably just leave it like that for now. The button here, it would actually set off a sensor here that would then close this over here. And I was thinking about it, and I was trying to figure it out. And it would require 2 toggle states. And, well, honestly, I'm no redstone expert. I mean, I can figure stuff out, honestly. Sheila the Destroyer proves that I can figure stuff out, and this is actually really, really straightforward redstone. Anybody could do that if they take their time with it. It's not that big of a deal. That's just some simple delays. But actually setting up the double toggle, it was more than it was worth. So I didn't bother. We're just going to make it manual. And in order to make it manual, all we got to do is flick this lever, and they release. No, that's the wrong lever, evidently. Okay, hold on. That's right. That's the lever to switch them. This is actually the release one right here. Okay, there we go. Just like if the grinder is currently on. And we just need to keep an eye on them. And flick this one. Wait to see one go through there. And flick it back. See, now this was the problem that I had with this in testing. One of the things you're noticing, the main thing that you're noticing right now is that, they're not going up right now. So the only difference that I have, the problem is the piston that I have under here, you can see the switcher right now, by the way. All it does is when you flick this switch, this one goes up and this one goes down. This one's inverted by that redstone torch. It's really not that complex. But the water stream that actually pushes them there is this one. So when you cut it off, they stop. Of course. So what I actually had to do, the only difference the only thing I learned from this that really makes any difference whatsoever is that you can't put it back here. The actual water stream needs to be right here. So that's what I did in the real world. But outside of that, this does function. We'll go ahead and get that water flowing just a little bit more. There we go, and I didn't mean to do that. And now they just go up, and they flow along. This actually takes a minute. Sorry about that. I so wish that I could put... I once experimented... if you guys have been watching for a little bit, I once did make it so that... Oh, man, I didn't mean to do that at all. That probably broke some redstone down there, I'm sure. Oh, yeah, that killed the whole thing. Good thing I'm done with testing on this. Okay, so they get here, and as long as they're not angry at me, they fall. One of them is, so he's probably sticking it for the other guy. Let's finish him off real quick. Okay. There we go. The thing I learned from this part is if you don't have this ladder here, they do push too far into this block, fall down, and start hitting the lava stream behind it. So if you do want to do something like this, you got to make... Yeah, I know. If you do something like this, you want to make sure that there's something there to space it out. The only thing I know of that actually gives any amount of space at all like that is a ladder. So, well, that's the only thing that works, but it works. So, that's the basic concept. Almost... Oh, you just ran into... Yeah, you're an idiot. You gotta love them. They're just stupid. But yeah, it does work. It's functional, and I liked it. So now let's go see what went wrong in the actual game. Okay, and we are back. The world is still loading. In fact, is it... Okay, sun's setting, so let's just go ahead and sleep real quick. Why not? Get it back to morning. I gotta get some more bread soon, too. But that's not for right now. Right now, it's sleepy time. So, of course, when you're doing something in single player and then you transfer it over to multiplayer, there's going to be some little differences. And the main difference that we're looking at here is the fact that that was a creative multiplayer server, and this is, of course, vanilla. So there's going to be some differences there. And for the most part, this actually works pretty good. The only thing that I did screw up on when I was up here is outside the fact that I got to keep breaking this every time that I come up here and replacing it because I didn't add one more ladder, but I don't feel like making another one. I did mess up on this part right here, and I didn't make it so they dropped properly. I didn't space it out far enough because I wanted to make it so that I could just use 7 streams to go straight across and not have to worry about the source block at the end of each one. The problem is when you do that, it makes it so that the actual water height... Oh, ow. Anyways, it makes it so that the actual water height each time... Wrong one. Okay, it makes it so the actual water height that's right at that block right there is actually more than 1. Wait, is it that one or is it that one? Yeah, it goes down here. So the block behind this one actually has a water stream. I think I could break this and look at it. Yeah. See, there's an actual level here. Since there's an actual height here, they don't jump off. They don't float downwards. And that was the problem. I figured it out. I undid that because it was wrong. Put that back. Okay. And let's see, what else? But that was the first problem. Now let's go ahead and turn this thing on and I can show you the other problem. Let's see now here. We got to wait for someone to show up. The problem the problem with that is I was just out of range for a little bit. So it's going to take a minute for some more to show up. But they show up pretty quickly. But the one thing I did do for this is when they do step on that pressure plate, they actually do close that piston. Let me see if I can show that. I just wired it up a little bit so that I just put a piece of redstone right underneath it. That way, when they trigger it, it'll immediately trigger that piston and I'll hear it. It doesn't do anything beyond that because I still have to manually close it myself as soon as they show up, but I can hear it. Wait for it. And there. Now I can actually close it, and it closed right behind them. Because if you get more than one in here, they do get jammed up pretty easily. When a second one falls on top of the first one, it pushes them out of the way and they fall off, and that's just not helpful. Okay, so that's that. So now he's going through. You'll probably see him glitching out through here a couple times. It's kind of funny watching that. See, there he is, right there, floating along. And floating along. These are actually test points that I was seeing if I could stay behind it and not get shot. One of the funny things about the skeletons is unless you're looking at them, they won't shoot you. It's kind of weird. There. And wait, there. Okay, now he fell down. And okay, now he... Will you get down here? I think he's down here. No. Okay, now he's down here. Yeah, that's the problem with the ladder. The ladder, of course, makes it so that they don't have to fall. They can be climbing the ladder. But now you're starting to see... let's see if anybody has realized what the problem is right now. Remember, this is the mindcrack server. This is not creative mode. He's not shooting me. Right. But I'm right here. I'm fully visible. I'm right in front of his face. I'm well within range. But he doesn't see me. And honestly, I haven't the foggiest idea as to why that happens. So it doesn't matter if I'm behind here or over here because he's not going to actually shoot at me unless I actually go up another level. And it's not even just one more level. I need to go up 2 more levels. Now he can see me. Now he's shooting. And if I stay down here, he'll actually keep shooting at me. But he will eventually, if I go behind here for a minute and hit shift and just hide for a minute, he might still shoot at me when I come back out. Or he might just not. So, that's a problem. So here's what we're going to do. And it's a good thing that we're testing all this ahead of time instead of just setting it up and letting it run, because obviously there's problems. First of all, what I actually was looking at is I wanted to make this not just I'd love to make it just in a straight-up assault arena where you have to go straight down and take them on. But as you saw in the single-player world, the actual range is pretty short. It's like, what was that, like here? Or something like that, which isn't very far to go to get to him. So what I'm actually thinking of doing is making it so it's a continuous thing, where you have a chest in between these, and you're circling around, and you just have to pick up a single snowball every time you circle around and take a shot. Then you try to get to the next one, snowball, shot. Next one, snowball, shot. Just one at each spot until he either hits you or you hit him, one of the two. That's my idea. But as far as how to do that, well, it's actually pretty simple. If you notice, I have these 4 around here because one of the things the main thing that has the reason for this height is if it's 4 in the air, they won't jump off. If it's 3, that's possible. If it's 4, they won't. But what I want to know is if you put a block over here, if they'll jump to it. And he's been sitting there pretty comfortably for quite a while now, right? Yeah, he ain't jumping. And it doesn't matter if it's 2 or 3 or what. He's not going to leave there. So as long as I leave this area right here as 4, he's not going to move. So what I can do is actually build the arena up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to make jumping puzzles, although that's actually an interesting idea. But that's not the plan. What I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to build a floor, probably on another rack, because that's going to look cool to me, at least. It's a different color than what we have anywhere else right now, and well, I like it. The good thing about this is that it'll actually make a real boundary, because if you fall off the pad, then you basically just left the game, and you can make the boundary the actual distance that they're going to be able to shoot from. So this is actually an advantage. It's a good thing that we have to raise it up a little bit, because it actually makes it so that you can build rules into the game by standard, and I think that's a pretty cool thing. One of the other things I was thinking about was I was going to set it up so that instead of having you open up a chest and taking a single snowball out, which is basically running under somebody's honor that they're actually going to have to open the chest and take out a single snowball. But the one thing that I was thinking about was maybe I could put a dispenser and set it up with redstone to every single time you go to a new point, you step on a button. When you step on that button, now a single snowball will drop down on you. Then it sets up so it won't trigger till you go to the next button, then the next button, then the next button, until I tested it and realized that dispensers don't dispense snowballs. They shoot them. Yeah, so that pretty much killed that idea straight off the top. And you notice I've been circling around this guy for quite a while. He's still not shooting at me. You're actually quite safe under here. I mean, I don't even know if I might even be able to hit him. Now, that new idea, the circling thing, the only problem with that is making it so that he dies. That is the current problem. That's currently what I have not yet figured out, is setting up the lava to be around him so that he gets killed. And it's got to be lava. That's basically the only option I have. I can't set it up so there's another rack that's going to burn next to him or something like that, or cactus surrounding him, because if there's another rack next to him, then it's a block he can step on. So that's out. And if it's cactus, then you can't shoot him. So that's out. The only thing that we can do is lava. I'm thinking what I'm going to try and do is surround him with signs at his feet and try to get lava at his head. That's my only idea. It's either way, it's going to be a really interesting setup, and I don't even know if it's actually going to work, but it's going to be cool. One way or the other, it's going to be cool. That's the plan, to make it sweet. But that's basically all I have today, guys. That's my progress, and I'd say I've made quite a bit. It's turning out to be an interesting game once we get it actually set up. And I do have some netherrack. I think I've had this for quite a while. No, I haven't had it for a while. I actually have it from when I was building Sheila. When I was building Sheila, I collected some extra stuff, so I actually do have a little bit left over, and we can just use that to build this thing. That's not that big of a deal. But other than that, like I said, that's pretty much it for now, guys. I'll now leave you with me blowing up that hill. Or I should say, I'll leave you with the mobs blowing up that hill. You guys have a good one.